We focus a lot on real food and what to eat, but maybe you're somebody who does fairly well, but then you eat too much. And I know some people who are relatively fair eaters, meaning they eat a little bit of real food, or maybe half their plate is real food, but they have really mastered portion control and they look pretty fit. So, this really is an essential piece of the puzzle for all of us. So, let's talk about it today. Hey, welcome to the Kingdom Fit Moms podcast, where we believe that you can go on a journey to lose weight for the last time. I know you've tried all the things and you may not believe me yet, but when you do weight loss the Kingdom Fit Moms way, everything changes. You're in the right place if weight is constantly on your mind, you're confused about food, you're missing out on memories, and maybe even putting your dreams off for another day because this weight struggle is no joke. We're a community and we're on a mission to invite God into this weight loss journey so you can shed the burden and shine your light. I want you to start living and believing in the version of yourself that heaven sees. Let's get started. Starting next week, we are celebrating, and I am so excited to announce that we have been podcasting here with you for an entire year on Kingdom Fit Moms, and so that deserves some celebration. We have over 120 episodes now. We are worldwide. We have fit moms who have come into our programs from the United States, Canada, from England, from Australia and New Zealand. Really, it's a worldwide movement that is happening where women are losing the burden of excess weight so they can go shine their light. And we are not stopping anytime soon, mamas. So I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a Kingdom Fit Moms listener, and just stay tuned next week for some big announcements about what's to come for you. If you have been maybe on the fence about joining one of our programs, we will have some maybe just little hints, some throwback pricing for you. So stay tuned and hop into our episodes next week so you are in the know. And again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of our Kingdom Fit Moms community. Okay, let's get started. Okay, today we're talking about 3 hacks for better portion control so you can lose weight. And one of the things that I love about Blue Zones is their focus on eating until you are 80% full. Now, if you're not familiar with Blue Zones, go look them up. But in short, Blue Zones are areas of the world where people are very healthy, and a large portion of the people there live to be 100, and they're not in nursing homes, and they're not getting cancer, and they're not having high blood pressure and all the things that we see a lot of in the Western world. So this is definitely a key to weight management and to better health. Now, there are a variety of reasons that I see for why women overeat. And one thing that I often see is just this fear of being hungry later. And so this is something that we have to overcome emotionally, mentally, and helping you to understand that hunger is not something that you need to fear, but sometimes hunger is actually healthy, and that goes into the whole realm of fasting, right? We're not talking about that today, but I just wanted to point that out, that this is not just some idea that I made up. This is what people are doing, around the world who are very, very healthy. So how do we have better portion control? Today's episode is very practical, so go get your pen and paper. And these are the types of things I just wanted to mention. These are the types of things that we do inside of Fit Moms Accelerator. We help you to habit stack these little tips so that you can build out a healthy lifestyle in a way that's very simple and tangible. And it can feel like, okay, I want to lose weight. I need to go to the gym a couple hours a day. I need to eliminate all sugar. I need to stop putting stuff in my coffee. I need to do this and that and that. And if you go into it with this crazy, do everything at once mentality, you're going to fail. Okay. So maybe you recognize that portion control is one of your struggles. So I just want you to focus on these 3 things today and see what happens. See what happens to the way that you process hunger and how you feel afterward. And maybe you can even break off that fear of getting hungry later, because the reality is you probably live somewhere where food is readily available and you don't have to worry about starving, most likely. So let's just talk through this. Okay, so number 1, when you sit down to eat your meal, or when you start to process, man, I'm getting hungry, what I want you to focus on is drinking water first. The benefit of drinking water is that it fills up your belly, and when you have other foods that are easily waterlogged, like other real food, like fruits and vegetables, then your belly will fill up and you will have those hunger cues intact. And so you're not going to want to eat all the things right away because you already are starting to feel full. This requires some intentionality and slowing down, and it might seem too good to be true, but I invite you to start practicing to drink at least a full cup of water before you start your meal. The next tip that I have for better portion control is to start with your negative calorie foods. So what I mean by that is I want you to eat the foods that are pretty much 0 calorie or minimal calories first, so that you have this water in your belly. And now you are filling up with mostly vegetables first. So maybe you're having your greens or some celery and carrots or peppers or whatever those things are. And it's going to first of all make you slow down and not scarf down all the things that are higher in fat or protein or whatever right away. And you're going to already start to feel full when you start to eat the bigger part of your meal. So you're going to be less tempted to eat it all at once. Okay. So that is why, culturally, a lot of, places all around the world, they will feed you a salad, right? When you're first sitting down. And this, it's wise because it's helping us to slow down and eat food so that when our meal comes, we don't stuff ourselves. Now, unfortunately, going out to eat in the culture around that, we kind of ignore those hunger cues and we still eat all the things in giant portions. But you can change that, and you can, if you are out to eat, you can just even have them box up half of it before they even bring it out to you. And then the last thing I'll say about better portion control, I've already alluded to this a little bit, but it's so important to learn to eat intuitively and to aim to be maybe 80% or so full at the end of your meal. You do not need to feel stuffed. And learning to eat intuitively, this can take practice, right? Maybe you have never slowed down enough to really let those hunger cues set in. Remember that when you're eating, it takes about 20 minutes for your brain to recognize that you're getting full. And so that's why having the glass of water, starting with the negative calorie foods, and then mindfully eating and slowing down is so valuable. So you can start to recognize, maybe I don't need as much food as I thought. If you look at the size of your stomach, it's about the size of a fist. And so if you're eating a giant plate, it's really cramming all of that food in your stomach, and you don't need that much at once. Lastly, a little bonus tip is to not be afraid to leave food on your plate. And again, many women have a fear of this because maybe in childhood, to finish their plates before they could get up, or that they had to eat everything on their plate, or maybe you even grew up in a home where food wasn't readily available, or you had a lot of siblings and you were kind of, fighting for resources. And sometimes that can create this complex of like, it's wrong to leave any food on my plate. But some of the most successful students I've worked with have really mastered this, and they have learned to be totally fine with food being left on their plate and then just putting it in the fridge and eating it later. And again, maybe you undereat a little bit a few times and a couple hours later you're hungry again. It's okay. That's part of the process. It's part of getting curious about what is the best next step for me to lose weight. Not everybody is, one size fits all when it comes to how much to eat or, all the things involved in your weight loss journey. So having a mindset of curiosity and saying, you know what would it be like if I actually slow down, listen to my body, stop eating, put this in the fridge for later, and then you have another meal and you're saving money and not going out to eat or eating junk or whatever. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully you recognize that better portion control can be very, very simple. And the key is to learn to slow down and listen to your body and be okay with not stuffing yourself to the brim. Hey Fit Mom, if this episode blessed you today and you can think of somebody else who's struggling in her weight loss journey, would you consider sharing this week's episode with her to give her a sense of hope? And then while you're at it, hop on over to our free Facebook community, Kingdom Fit Moms, for daily encouragement and support. Let's go shed the weight to shine the light.